Okay, so our topic is economics. The top three industries in the US are real estate, state and local government, finance and insurance. Um, and if you think about it, these are the three things that control like basically like the entire United States. And if you need all of them to like properly survive like legally, safely, and I'll describe like what each of those are. So like here in the US, real estate is a big financial resource because everyone has to have a home to live in. And if you don't live in a home, typically people live in like apartments or they rent. I mean, you could be homeless too. It says Alexander's in the waiting room. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
So in the US, houses can range from $10,000 all the way into like the hundreds of millions. There's a huge range of incomes here, so it makes sense that the cost of houses are a huge range as well. Many people buy into real estate to renovate homes and flip them and sell them for more money. And like flipping means like you update, renovate, or people buy homes to rent them out to people who don't want to buy a home because you have the option here, like you can rent or you can buy. Most people enjoy renting, especially if you live in a big city, but it's just everyone's preference. Another big economic resource in the US is the state and local governments because they work on regulating rules and laws, planning and budgeting for funding for like our school systems and our education. They provide other various things like our water supply, the construction of our roadways, organizing police and fire departments, and even things like electricians. These are important everyday things that like the U.S. needs, and that like that's vital to our overall economy. The third thing would be finance and insurance. These firms provide and assess different like risks, like risk management and coverage for people. There is insurance on things like our health, our vision, um, dental, cars. You pay like for our insurance, like we pay a portion of our income. Like some people have insurance and some people don't. As I mentioned earlier about like the housing things, like we have a huge array of incomes here, and our healthcare isn't universal. So people have to pay for those types of things. And I know other places like people have universal healthcare, but we don't. And so we have to pay a portion. If you have a certain job, most jobs will have a certain portion of your check already taken out for you to have things like health insurance and dental and vision insurance. But that comes with most like city employed jobs or like doctors, police officers, firemen, because they're controlled by like the state and local government. Um, but other people have to pay an extreme amount of money in order to have car insurance, health insurance, and I mean, if you don't have those things, you're paying a huge, huge amount of money to get any type of surgery, anything like that. Um, Also, with that, you can't legally drive a car unless you have car insurance. And I would say that the U.S. is definitely a mixed economy that like combines private and public enterprises. Anyone can start a business in the U.S. with proper licensing and funding. They can create, I mean, with that, you can create a huge business and make tons of money, but you still pay taxes, which pays for the things that the, like I mentioned earlier, that the local and state governments do, because that's how we have it set up here. And it's always kind of been a thing. Um, I don't know a lot about the economic engagement between the US and other countries. The only thing like I'm really aware of is that the US has a huge oil deal with other countries, and that's always a huge thing in politics. And I know that for the US, we are the biggest like exporter for entertainment, like music, movies, sports, and things like that.
Should I go or do you guys want to go?
Well, let me try it. Let me try it. Okay. The first, like the top industries here in my country the first two is, well, the first one is a capital, the second one is short bill, and both are about fuel and oil and gas. And about this, I just wanted to mention that we could like start a big discussion because here in my country, we actually exploit uh, a lot our lands. I mean, we could like gain money in different ways, but we choose to exploit our lands, and it's in an unfairly way. We're destroying our country basically, and there have been like strikes about this because people is not like agree about doing this to our own country, but the government just doesn't care. They they do what they want to get money. That's it. And the third one is Éxito. Well, Éxito is just a retail trade of food stuff and beverage. Yeah, that's the word. Um, and then the way that I could describe the economic system of my country, it is mixed and common and free market combined. The reason why is because there's like a fair competence in the economy. There are many like, for instance, markets that can make like competence against Éxito. So yeah, it's free market. And about what I think the economic engagement of other cultures and countries, but I don't know too much about economics, I have to say, but at least I would just want to make like talking in a well, I just wanted to mention that we have like a global capitalism model in which the economic engagement is based on creating necessities for buying products, for instance. And I think that is the greatest example is Apple. And they offered like every year a similar phone with irrelevant upgrades, but people buy it anyway because of what represents within the society having the latest phone that the market offers. I mean, uh, I truly believe that this shouldn't be like this. Um, but anyway, I mean, if I would have the money, I will buy the last phone just because, just because. Yeah. Uh, and how the industry's economic progress and financial structure influence my life? Well, just living in a society in which the capital you have basically represents how important and relevant you are, or you could be, or it will be. Um, it not only affects me, but everyone, I think. For instance, people pay for safety, health, and education, but how good it can be is determined by how high is your social stratum, by how how much money you earn. That's what I think. And yeah, that's it.
Good job.
Um, Alexander, do you want me to go or do you want to go? I don't care.
I would prefer to be the last one.
Okay, I can go. Okay, so um, Maya pretty much covered all of it. Like she pretty much covered it. I can just like briefly go back over it. So I would say like some of the top three industries was what she said was like insurance and finances. Entertainment is a pretty big one, and like oil and gas. Uh, Healthcare is definitely a big thing because we don't have, like Maya said, we don't have universal healthcare. So we have to get insurance on pretty much everything we buy or have because the government doesn't provide that for us. So and usually like that's normal in like cars and houses and stuff. But yeah, so for like healthcare, it can get pretty expensive. So the government, or not the government, but those businesses and hospitals are making like millions and millions of dollars off that. And then entertainment, obviously we have Hollywood and all of this like giant like um, entertainment like value. Also, sports are like a huge thing here in the U.S. and that makes tons of money. Like I think NFL players are paid millions and millions of dollars just to like show up and play, which is kind of ridiculous, but you know it is what it is. Um, and then what else did I say? Oil and gas. Um, yeah, like Maya said, we have like a huge deal with the Middle East for oil and gas, and it's like a huge thing here in America because gas prices are always fluctuating because of it, and like when we get oil from across the ocean, so some days oil can be really really high, or gas can be really really high, and some days it's like really low. It just kind of depends. It's never like set in stone. Um, and I think I would say that America is definitely a free market economy. It's very competitive and independent. You are kind of very like, it's really like self-centered and like what you want to do, you can do kind of thing. Like that's what America's known for. Um, how does it affect? I also don't know much about how it's engaging with how America's engaging with other countries. I know that we have the oil deal with the Middle East, and I know that we have a deal with a big thing with China, with all the exporting and importing goods from China, because like everything is made from China here. Um, and then how has the industry's economic products and financial structure? Um, I mean, it influences everyone. Like it's a huge thing in everyone's life. I mean, especially if you work jobs, like I have a job and like I used to make minimum wage in high school, which is 7.25 in Indiana. And that sucks. But like it is what it is. But they're trying to raise it, so it's good. So I guess that's how it affects me, but and also gas. But yeah, that's it. Sorry, I talked pretty fast. um, okay, that's all.
Okay, now, I don't know if it's a problem. I want to talk in Spanish because I am not like a little bit, like a I am a little bit nervous. So I know that I'm going to forget all the information that I know. So I don't know if there is a problem to
No,
speak.
it's okay.
Whatever's
Go. We've been talking English this whole time, so.
Okay, bueno, entonces, una de las bases más importantes en mi país, en la economía, podemos decir que, bueno, a pesar de que tenemos un montón de recursos naturales aquí en Colombia, el gobierno o no poseemos la maquinaria para producir los productos que necesitamos. Así que debemos limitarnos a ser pues trabajadores para las grandes industrias, quienes sí poseen la maquinaria necesaria para producir estas cosas que necesitamos para nuestro diario vivir. I don't know if girls, if you girls are understanding what I'm saying, more or less. I'm trying to speak a little bit slow in order to, because I know that is a little bit difficult, but well. The second one is that here in Colombia, o aquí en Colombia, el turismo es muy importante, así que es una gran entrada económica para nuestro país, ya que muchas personas de otros países quieren venir a ver pues los diferentes paisajes que nosotros tenemos aquí en Colombia. Entonces es una parte que ayuda bastante a nuestro país. Y finalmente, pues me gustaría hablar sobre el arte y de pronto sobre la agricultura. Aquí tenemos, bueno, muchas zonas que son dedicadas a la agricultura, or in English, the farming. And, well, aquí tenemos, eh, bueno, pues estas son como las principales entradas económicas que pues yo creo que hay en mi país. Entonces, pues ojalá niñas hayan pues entendido alguna de las cosas que dije y pues igual muchas gracias por su tiempo y por su presentación, chicas.
We have about 4 minutes left. How it you said that tourism was a big part of like your economy. Um, do you feel like your city, like where what based off the city of where you're from, do you feel like a lot of people are constantly there, or like do you have like seasons of when it's busier and not as busy?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, we have, well, I'm sorry, Alexander, go ahead.
okay. Well, I think that during the year, because this is like a industrial place or an industrial city, there is a lot of people working and moving, walking around. But at the end of the year, most of the people visit or travel to their uh, natal or their hometown to visit their families. But because a lot of people who live here, they not belong to this city. They are from other the other countries now, but at other cities in the country. So yes, and Julian.
Well, I'm not sure if I understood the question. We're talking about tourism.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I just want to say we have like many foreign people here, many foreign people. Because well, maybe coming from me, it may sound like I don't know, not good, but I think my country is beautiful. I mean, I must say it. I would like to go outside. I mean, to go to another country, but anyway, I mean, yeah, my country is good. So yeah, the tourism is a huge part of our economy, and for this situation, I mean, we just like, well, I don't want to, yeah, we're the only way that I can explain that is with a bad word, but I don't want to say it. But yeah, we're in a bad situation. Let's say that now because for the COVID and that stuff. But yeah,
Where are you guys from? What city are you guys from?
we're from the capital, Bogota.
Oh,
Yeah. I wanted to say something, but I forgot what it is. I will. Yeah, I said that I don't know too much about economics, but it's because I'm just getting stressed trying to express my ideas. I mean, I know about the economics, but of course it would be easier if I do it in Spanish. But well, I guess we have to try it. But well, no, that was it. I mean, the next work that we have to do that we have to make is going to be in Spanish, and I guess that is going to be uh well hard maybe. So yeah, just let's try to work with this.
Um,
Uh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
do you guys have universal health care there?
Could you repeat it? I'm sorry.
Healthcare. Do you guys have universal health care?
No, well, I mean yes, but we have to pay for it. I
Okay.
guess you do.
Okay, got it. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure how all that worked. I was gonna ask you guys one more question.
I think most of the people here they don't have like access to these facilities because the government like they don't let them to use these facilities because well our government is a little bit I don't know how to say corrupt. Yes, a little bit, just a little bit. And as you girls know, I know you know about the situation here in Colombia with the narco traffic, and this is a big deal because it is like a thing that at first or that is something like transcendental. I don't know how to say yes, because it affects very a lot of dimension here in our country like society, culture, because from other parts in this country, it's very normal to pay. Well, these are places very far from here, from the center of the country, but in these places they use they don't use money. They use this they I don't know how to say the cocaine as
Okay.
a main to pay
Okay.
to get access to the things. Yes, but they don't they don't they don't consume it. They don't I don't know how to say they
Use it.
don't
You're right.
yes, they don't use it. They just produce it, and for they this is not like a great thing. They don't worry too much about these things. It's just like a business.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Wait, so what? What? You don't use money, you use, wait, what is,
No, no, no.
No, 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 no. Here in the like in the main cities, we have of course money,
Well,
yeah,
not everywhere. I mean,
everywhere.
talking, it is just like people, the farmers
Yes,
also make cocaine, but well, not cocaine, they plant
Mhm.
like the,
Oh,
but,
oh, oh.
and it's legal, of course,
It's
but it's the
legal?
only way that they can earn money. So the government is trying to like to change that, but because of the only way that they have to make money is to plant the cocaine. I mean, yeah, I don't know how to say that. Well, they do it anyway, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Crazy. Wow.
yeah, because as I say, they don't have like the access to these facilities, so they have to
Mm.
plan to just to do this kind of things in order to be able to have in a good life. I don't know. Yes.
Well, it was good talking to you guys. We will see you. I think our next one's due next week, so I'll put in the group chat we can all figure out a time to do the other one.